0026 here with GameFurs. We have our usuals, Cord Kitty.
Meow.
We have Gino B.
Hey.
Jack Pancoon.
Eating Hot Pockets.
And we have three special guests today. We have Libra, who we saw from last episode briefly.
Yay.
His lovely mate, Donji.
Hey, yeah.
And we have Zan.
What's up?
And today's topic is going to be Animal Crossing. In general, because I'm not going to judge what one you guys played.
Clueless.
Judge it
I'm
hard.
very clueless.
And go.
Well,
I'm clueless. Very, very clueless.
well, I guess I could break the ice. I actually was just playing New Leaf earlier today, and I've been playing it almost every day, and is definitely by far the best in the series. They took a huge load of features that they didn't put in the older games, and like between the second game, which was Wild, and the third game, City Folk, they barely added any new features. So I think this was like Nintendo's way of saying, okay, let's add all the new features to the fourth game. So it's almost like a totally different game. It's so enhanced compared to the other games. Everything is streamlined. There's really good decisions made all over the place. In general, it's really good.
Putting it in perspective for our panel, Libra, Donji, Gino B, and me have all played pretty much most of the Animal Crossing series, or at least played the newest one. Cord has played like 5 minutes of Wild World. Zan has watched someone, and Jack is completely clueless.
And yeah, so I played Wild World for like, 10 minutes? And, not 5 minutes. No, I worked a little bit harder. But this is what I got out of it. It seemed like it was Pokemon, but without the Pokemon. Now, just don't say I'm crazy here just yet. But you start out in this house, and then you meet a bunch of weird animal-like creatures all around you, and you do these sort of tasks here and there, like planning stuff and just going around all over the place and doing stuff, and you talk to the people, you kind of have the music. And to me, it reminded me a lot of Pokemon. Like, I mean, a lot of similarities in just like the world, like just walking around, going and just all the stuff. But the reason why I didn't play more than 10 minutes, the voices of all of the characters irritated me. Like, eventually, I just kind of made me go a little nutty.
You can actually turn that off, but I always found it endearing.
Not I, said the cat.
If you actually listen very closely, if you slow down the voices, they're actually saying exactly what the syllables are of the words. So if you actually extend like a word for them to say, because they do occasionally tell you they want catchphrases, you can make them say actually what they're saying by tripling up every letter. So you can actually have your animals say fuck.
Oh yeah, I totally want all of my animals to say fuck. Man, I'm going to start playing it now and have them all say fuck, 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 fuck. But if me being a furry,
okay.
I had to make my name Yif. Sorry.
Oh, of course you did.
And then the world that I'm trying to go to is Merville. And they're like, oh, you want to see the mayor of Merville? I'm like, yes.
And the mayor of Merville is an old turtle.
I am not surprised. at all that you would do that.
What do you have to do to get that position?
Squirtle.
Well, in the fourth game, you become there automatically. In the other games, you don't. And, yeah, as far as, like, your progress in the game, you barely made a dent because if you played, like, you would that there really aren't similarities to Pokemon. I mean, it is made by the same company, and it has some of the veterans from Game Freak actually working on the Animal Crossing series, but it's really about expression and creativity and completion. It's about you get up every day. It's sort of a time waster. You have your fossils every day. You have plants. You have fish and insects you can catch. If you find stuff, you can go to a museum, and then you can visit other towns, see their museums, see their progress. As far as expression and creativity, you can like design your own patterns. You can design your own music. You can. There's a whole lot of things you can do as.
I think you just made a nice like 3-chunk advertisement for the game.
Yeah,
Well,
you really did.
Like,
Is Nintendo paying us?
They should be.
If you like customization, you like Wild World. Yay!
No.
Just say that this video
No.
game they paid
No. No. Me no like. Me no like. No me gusta. No me gusta. No me gusta.
Apparently Jack doesn't like.
I guess not.
Yes, me gusta. Yes, me gusta.
Y me gusta.
No me gusta.
No.
No.
I'm extremely
No.
white.
Let me.
What
I
I'm
have
saying
no
is,
idea
let me-
what's going
let-
on
let
right
me
now.
say
I'm
it's
sitting
Japan.
scratching my head, just going.
No. They're saying
What?
Chinese. No.
well, I mean, you can't like what you don't try.
Yeah.
Let me say Asian.
It's okay to have not tried it. You don't like it when you've never tried it. Is like, see, the thing is, okay, explain to us why you don't like it.
All right, from what
It's
I've
not
seen, the one I watched my friend play was the one for the GameCube. I don't know which one that is.
Yep,
That's the
first
original.
one, and it's definitely the clunkiest one.
Anyway, from what I saw, it honest to God looked like it was Farmville, but in 3D.
That's a good way to put it. There's no farming in it, but you know.
I can see that as a first impression. That's sort of
That
you.
is-
Has the same art style.
That is a fairly good way to summarize it, though, I guess.
Yeah.
They're both fairly relaxed, easygoing games that you just kind of sit back and have fun with.
Yeah, I would definitely see that. Actually, the funny thing about Animal Crossing is I would consider that maybe my first furry community. Because the way it's set up is you're going to a town with a bunch of animals, and, you know, they are anthropomorphic animals. They are, you know, furry characters. And I kind of consider that to be, like, my first introduction to what it means to be a furry, if that makes any sense. Like, I was just living life in this village of animals, and I found a lot of them very endearing.
So basically, it's like a 3D version of Furcadia 10 years after it was made.
It's more like a slightly downgraded graphic version of my real life, with less sex. We lost Jack again, his damn phone.
Yeah, we did.
I know
No,
there.
is he back?
No.
Because
I'm calling him now. But yeah, that was my first furry community, and I started off on the GameCube version, and I miss some of the GameCube mechanics. I do miss how the animals in the GameCube version were all apparently really forgetful when they leave stuff at other people's houses.
What?
Because you would go through, like, 6 people at max, where you have to go through all of the town to get one item because they kept leaving it at other people's houses, and I just found it hilarious. In the newer games, they don't do that.
do it sometimes, just not as often. To me, what I feel they did was they took one mechanic and they branched it out into about 50 different mechanics, but you still have that original mechanic very deep in there. It's just not as prevalent.
Wait, is it prevalent or prevalent? I'm thinking it's prevalent.
Prevalent, I think.
That's what I thought.
Maybe.
You
I don't
think
know.
you
I'm
need to
getting
get
confused
a
now.
dictionary? Get a dictionary.
That's too much effort.
I've never heard prevalent before. I'm pretty sure.
I am an intellectual. I apologize for my big words.
I have no idea.
We'll find out later when a English major comes and says, "No, you guys, it's provolante."
Anyways.
No,
provolante. I think I had that on a sandwich.
Notice how I'm trying to push myself into this conversation because I just all I have to say about Animal Crossing is it was like Pokemon, and I didn't really like it because it didn't have a goal.
Well,
that was what I loved about it, though, personally.
Yeah.
It was so relaxed, it was easygoing.
Black at the moment.
You are supposed to...
Yes, because I have no idea on what y'all are talking about. I played none of those games at all.
Well, what do you think of it based off what you know, though?
Right, and you said that you didn't like it. I'm curious and very open-minded.
I just say it's not my type of game.
Just looks kind of weird to you.
Is it because it doesn't have a goal? Is it because it's slow-paced?
Because it's like a kid's version of Second Life?
Right, is it like 2 kids?
There is that, too.
Those are.
I've never been on Second Life.
There's no playing cards or life points. I don't know how to play this game.
That's kind of how I feel sometimes on it.
We can talk about why people might not like this kind of game and why there isn't.
Shut up. Let me speak. I'm trying to speak because I cannot speak.
And there's awkward silence. Okay, no, you can speak now. Speak.
There we go. I'd say I don't
Maybe
like
he's just shy.
I'm going to interrupt everyone.
No, let's not over everyone.
And I'm going back to Forza because I can't really get my statement in.
Yeah, everybody let Jack talk.
We did for 10 seconds, and there was silence.
I think he has a delay, that's why.
Yeah.
Exactly. I didn't like the game. It's just not my game. It's boring. It's just kind of boring to me.
Right, well, we're asking why. Why do you feel that way?
Besides it not having a goal, I really don't want to maintain the town full of animals talking in extremely high-pitched voice and doing missions to the end of time. It's kind of boring.
That makes sense.
It's
I feel like if I wanted to maintain something for everybody, I would play The Sims Hotel for the DS. Even though I'm pretty sure half the people in my game are dead. Because I just stopped caring about them.
And we lost Jack again.
Yeah, he's gone. I see that.
Yeah, I'm calling him back. You know what? I will agree with this much, that Animal Crossing is a type of game you can very easily get burned out on. Because you do end up playing it pretty much every day just in case something cool happens or there's that next piece of furniture. And then I know it takes me, I have the magic number of 6 months before I get burned out. But I always end up going back to it 2 months later. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is like a new adventure again.
Well, plus there's also certain things you can only get at, certain points in the year and all that, so it kind of keeps you coming back to it and want to mess around with it.
So it's like Pokemon White and Pokemon White 2?
Kind of.
No, because I think Pokemon, the fifth generation Pokemon games, they only went by, days of the week. This goes by literally 365-day calendar.
Well, no, it'd be like every month was a different season.
Yeah, but
and then
interchangeable.
Yeah, depending on the season would depend on. It would change the Pokemon you'd run into.
I mean, January is identical to May is identical to September.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on one second. I hate spring so much.
Jack's phone is giving him problems. No, but the thing about it is, if you're making that comparison of Pokemon has seasons and Animal Crossing, Pokemon has its own kind of time frame. It's usually every month is a season, and it goes through that way, which is fine, but Animal Crossing is exactly the same as our calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we have is in Animal Crossing, and it's cool because in the first 2 games, they couldn't use actual holidays. Like, they could not use Christmas. They couldn't use... they could use Halloween. I don't know. Well, I guess that's kind of, like, not a religious holiday. But they couldn't use anything like that, where City Folk came in, and I think the good thing about City Folk, one of the few things that it did add, was we had Christmas, we had Easter. And the funny part was, depending on what region you bought the game in, you had different holidays. Because I believe if you bought it in the UK, you got Naughty or Nice Day. And since you had the online capability, you could go to someone else's town in England and go experience Naughty or Nice Day. And it really felt like visiting another culture.
It kind of expands on the whole concept of sim, where it's like, oh, I'm in a whole life, but everyone's really nice. Oh,
it's Animal Crossing. It's just an analog real life. Is it?
It sounds like every sim game in a nutshell.
I see it as a little bit more idealistic than just another sim game.
And that's actually...
Because
sorry.
There's a certain amount of charm to it.
It's idealistic in a furry sense, where everyone are these anthropomorphic creatures just dancing around going like, oh, so glad to see you again.
So that
was really creepy.
Please don't do that before ever in your life. Ever.
I will say this. It definitely looks that way at first glance. At first glance, it literally looks like, every animal's going to be nice to me, everybody's going to be like... But if you actually break down how many different animals can be in your town, because every single run has a different set of animals, every single one of them has their own unique personality. And going back to a thing I did...
So what you're saying is one of them could be a dick.
I don't know. There's not really many dicks. Like, there's a couple.
There are some jerk-ass characters, yeah. But,
there are some jerks.
But I do
what you told me about, like, the little mole person, which you talked about, you were saving the game and stuff.
Oh, Rossetti. We'll get to him.
But that was a very good point. What I think it was Cord that made that point was that it's an idyllic sort of world, but at the same time, is a world without conflict necessarily interesting? Otherwise, couldn't you say that's why little kids like Barney, because there's no conflict, but obviously we adults see that it's crap? So is that why, folks like Jack, rightfully so, would think that Animal Crossing is not his kind of game because it's not something that stimulates him as far as what type of gameplay he's looking for.
Actually, I'm about to say I'm not into the violence at all. To be honest with you, right now I'm just doing races games, but I'm mainly doing designing. I like games that get creative, like creativity involved, like Scribblenauts.
Yeah,
that was a weird game.
So you want creativity, but you also want goals.
Actually, it's fun. It's actually extremely funny.
Not to be ragging on Jack or anything. I mean, I think raccoons are awesome, but I gotta say that it's impossible to really get a gist of the game without actually playing it. When it's a lot more hands-on, and you get the ins and outs a lot more. It's really hard to judge a game any other.
Well, yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And not only that, you really have to play it for like a good long time to get, the charm in it. Because, yeah, you could go in and say, oh, I'm going to pay off my house and whatever, and you could skip all the dialogue, but you'd be missing half the game. Because, honestly, some of the best moments in Animal Crossing are just talking to these animals, and they say some of the most hilarious lines. Or sometimes they actually have real problems. I've actually seen two animal characters who get in arguments, and then they turn to you who's right in this argument, and you can actually try to smooth it out. And just because you try to smooth it out doesn't mean they won't both go huffing off in a mad anger.
In the tutorial, it should give you some details about how to make them all shut up, because their voices are so high-pitched and screechy and trebly, and just I can't understand.
Well, once you start a town, after you save the game, you can actually shut that off in the options menu and just make them be silent. Or make them have generic text sounds like...
I was going to say, of course, getting to that point, though.
Or Cake should like create their own voice.
I like the sound of generic text.
I want them all to be like in penis, so it's like wah 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 wah.
No. I would like them to be like the music. I would like them to be like Benny Hill.
So like the pig will be a trumpet, and then the deer will be a sousaphone?
No, pretty much. No. The deer is the harpsichord.
Oh, customization.
No, it is. It's
that sound.
Yeah.
It's me stuttering.
It's the Skype update sound. There you go.
It's Jack opening a candy wrapper.
Every time
that's
I
not me.
Skype,
I'm playing the game.
I turn off the sounds.
I was gonna say, like, again, it is one of those games that you got to play for a while to understand why it's fun. Because I know Jack hasn't played it at all, or I'm tempted to say he like only watched like a few videos of it. Zan's watched a few minutes, and Cord has you played the Wild World for a little bit, right?
Yeah, and hey, you know, it was a lot better than my original plan of reading the Wikipedia page and then pretending it's my opinion.
Yeah, that's yeah.
That
would have been a really 180.
Chuck Norris is the best.
What?
I'm actually curious what would happen if Cord. I'm actually going to put this up as an experiment. I want you to play Wild World for about a month, and then later we'll do a GameFurs Extra with just you and me, and I want to see what your opinion is on that one after playing it for like a month.
With that much sounds of when like...
No, you can turn the sounds off.
I would go crazy.
No, you could turn the voices up if you really bug it.
But, I mean, you see, this is kind of why I feel like I almost don't fit completely in the game in this particular gaming discussion, because I do casual games, like you play it once, like you could finish a game within 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Not like
Angry Birds?
You escape to the world and you stay there forever.
I don't know, Angry Birds kind of drags out.
Or like Call of Duty.
Well, I'd say this is a different kind of casual, because you could say, by all means, that like Tetris is a casual game just because you can pick it up and play it. Animal Crossing, particularly Wild World and the New Leaf, I consider them casual games because you can just play them in your free time and still, you know, get the charm out of them. Like, you don't have to like dedicate yourself to it. It's kind of like just you play a few minutes in the day, you get the things done, and then, you know, after you're done, you just leave.
Right, it's a fairly easygoing game overall.
But playing games should be kind of fun, and I know this sounds weird, but I just know, I see into the future, I can't get fun out of this game. It's just, what I look for in a game, like a goal or something, it's just not in it. I mean, that's like one of the reasons why I stopped playing Second Life, because it's like, okay, why am I here?
Like, I stopped playing Second Life just because it got dumb. It wasn't like, oh, why am I here? And it was a nice place to chat. But I prefer IMView because it's just, hey, I don't have to, it's easier. I don't have to roam around and lose myself and not know where the hell I am.
Yeah, I actually don't like Second Life, but I do like Animal Crossing. Figure that one out.
Actually, I only like the games where I can play with my friends, where I can just pretty much just be dumb. It can be the worst game, I'll still get the fun out of it. I'm actually the fun gaming.
I just have a feeling by episode 5, Jack is going to be that jaded gamer in our group.
You already cut it.
Nobody likes that.
Oh, I don't like this game because it doesn't have anything interesting for me, and I don't care because, you know, stuff.
Oh, I hate a lot of video games, too. So.
This game doesn't have nothing.
No, let's put it like this. A lot of games you just said I do not play because I lost interest in them a while ago.
It's like some people, I think me included, it's really hard to pinpoint why we really like a game and why we really play it. I mean, we could say the positives of it, but then at the same time, a game which has like the same positives, we could say, oh, no, that's not fun at all.
Lieber's been pretty quiet. Lieber, what do you think about Animal Crossing?
He's having fun with his boyfriend.
Never
mind.
I'm just saying that Animal Crossing is just an analog of real life, because life is not really goal-oriented. You can do anything you want, but you can go to jail, so it has consequences. But
see, it's like life, except slightly less of an escape.
Yeah. It's what we would like life to be, but it's not goal-oriented. Life is not like a game. To some people, it is a game. But
I meant to say more of escape. I'm not doing good. Like, every time I have to record a podcast, I have to turn off the AC, and it's like 90 degrees in New York, so...
It's a little hot in the room. I know.
Yeah.
I have to close my door.
100 degrees
where I'm at, it's like 60.
in St. Louis.
I'm melting.
It is 100 degrees in St. Louis.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah, and AC, it ruins a podcast, because it's like...
yeah, we're in Connecticut. It's
Lucky I got air conditioning. That's what the
going back to the topic of the newest game, New Leaf, though, I have not played it, but I've been watching a playthrough of it, and I want to know, how does being the mayor shake up the gameplay?
Well, the major thing is that you now have like mayoral duties, and those include two major features. You can create ordinances, which affect how the town is structured and played, and you can create public structures. So the ordinances, you can choose one of these four, and it costs 20,000 bells. You can choose a early bird town, a night owl town, a rich town, or a beautiful town. And basically the night owl town is what I have mine on, and that makes it so all the stores are open till 2 a.m. That was one of the biggest complaints in the original games, was that people with late schedules couldn't play the game. The early bird, of course, does the opposite of that. The stores open at 6 a.m. The beautiful town makes it so that flowers never wilt, and you never find garbage, and you always find like the best insects and fish. And a wealthy town makes it so everything costs more, but you also get more money for selling it. So it's actually like better if people who don't have the rich town go to a rich town and they can sell their stuff for more money. And it also gets you through your loans and your projects faster. Now, speaking of projects, there are things you can build. At first, it's just like extra bridges to cross the river and like a park bench and a fountain, stuff like that. But then over time, you start unlocking more stuff, and like your townspeople come up to you and they're like, "Hey, it would be really cool if we got like a store where we could buy shoes. You think you might want to do something like that, Mayor?" And then you can go to the town hall and you can propose that, and you can do a fundraiser. And anyone who visits your town can contribute to it. You will contribute the vast majority of the money, and the animals will probably contribute like a few hundred bells a day. So they're cheap. So,
well, that's still something.
See, if I was to design this game, if you were mayor, I would like make one of the guys in the town like an assassin, like trying to assassinate you the whole game. I know it would ruin the E for everyone rating, but I don't know. Maybe that's how mine works. Because okay, so Pikmin 2 is my favorite game, and death is a part of it.
Still be E.
So
if I get New Leaf, I'm never inviting Cord to my town just because he's gonna try to kill me.
Well, no, I like it when there's a bit more. If you're gonna imitate life, imitate the dark parts of life. I mean, make that that pink sheep kind of suicidal. Make the bunny that comes around just kind of like he's taking drugs. He's got a drug habit you're trying to get him off on. Just something. I don't know.
I don't know if dark equals life, because
dark's not E for everyone.
I think you should probably tone down on the little dark stuff.
Wasn't there one that was? Wasn't there an Animal Crossing that was kind of like a dungeon explorer, like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and?
No, there was never one like that.
What you might be thinking of is the Nintendo Land. It's the Nintendo Land.
Oh God!
Attraction.
Oh God! No.
Let's not.
I'm sure that'll get its own video at some point.
Wii U can be its own episode.
Oh God!
I guess I could say that like one thing that attracts me to games is that it has sort of a cutesy appearance, but also has kind of adult themes behind it. So, this might be just me, but if they were to release Grand Theft Animal Crossing, I might get it.
Grand Theft Animal Crossing?
I'm not getting that at all. But they just...
I might get back into the Grand Theft series then. I stopped playing after Vice City.
I don't even know. I'll take that back. I might get Grand Theft 5.
It was too violent. I wanted to plant trees.
If I ever see Red the Fox selling drugs to me, I'm going to be very stunned. And about half the group got the joke. The other half is like, what?
Yeah, I have no
Yeah, I
idea
got
whatsoever.
jokes.
You don't know Red the Fox? The crazy Red?
No.
You never got into his hut, did you?
No.
Aww.
Actually, I remember seeing that. I swear to God,
that is actually the thing about it is there are dark parts in Animal Crossing if you look for them. Because there is, Crazy Red who's trying to rip everyone off.
Well, who would look for it except for Cord? No, he would.
You won't.
Well, there's a little bit.
You won't see me on the game.
There are some adult issues that are handled. Like, you have the thing that sometimes animals will move away and you will never see them again.
No!
And, there's shady characters. There's, like, Red the Fox and Lyle the Otter, who are obviously trying to rip you off.
Are they trying to perpetuate animalistic stereotypes?
I just realized something. They did a reference with Renter Fox. Or whatever his name was. They did a reference. I just now realized what it was.
What?
Swipe with the Fox. I'm not sure why they came to mind, but I think that's what it was trying to reference.
Nah, I think Red came first. Just explaining this, Red is a character who shows up in town. Well, in the earlier games, he showed up in town. In later games, I think he had his own place.
He shows up in town again in New Leaf. They realized that it kind of ruined it to have him available.
Yeah, to have him all the time. Basically, he'll sell forged paintings, and he'll sell really expensive stuff that you can get for cheaper at Nooks, but sometimes Nooks doesn't have it in stock. So the thing with it is, like, there is some darkness in there. And you've got Lyle, the otter, who in Wild World tries to sell you insurance that, I guess it kind of works, because if you get stung by a bee, you get 100 bells, but I'm not going to go around getting stung by bees, like, 10 times a day.
So, Loan Shark?
Loan Shark.
That's Tom Nook for you. He's a loan shark. In every single game, including the new one, he gets you into humongous debt, and then he's like, oh, just a trivial matter, and then it's like, oh, I added a attic to your house only, and I'm not exaggerating, 498,000 bells.
Yeah,
like
so
what?
there is this underlying darkness that's there, but there's some good in there too. So it's a nice balance. I always found that to be interesting.
I guess with E for Everyone titles, I can't get every single dark, awful thing in there that I want.
But that's also the thing. When you're limited and restricted to E for Everyone, you can be a lot more clever and sneaking in humor. I mean, there's a lot.
I literally find I can
Kitty.
find almost every dark thing on any game. I'm not sure why I could do it, but I can.
That's called getting crap past the radar.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Animal Crossing that, like, I can't believe how many characters are obsessed with food. That's just, like, there's certain characters that their personality just seems like... the best example is Bob.
Is he a pig?
Jack, let me finish. The best example of a character that I just, like, it's weird, is a character that I got in my City Folk named Bob. And Bob is my favorite character because he is so clearly a stoner. He is obsessed with food. He is chill about everything. He even looks like a stoner. He's got those chill, like, stoner eyes. All he needs is the bloodshot from smoking and stuff. And, like, yeah, it's so clearly that he is a stoner, and, like, nobody sees it but me.
Right now I'm in heaven. I just realized that Pikmin 3 is going to be released on August 4th. I'm so happy!
What?
Pikmin 3 is going to be released on August 4th. This is just, topics for a future day.
Yeah, probably. We would have done an E3 episode, but we, by the time this is posted, E3 is going to be old news.
I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. Well, we'll save those for another episode. We're still talking about Animal Crossing. Is there anything else we need to cover on it? Like, anybody else want to say something about it?
Well, my first experience, so-called, with Animal Crossing is this one of those, let's see, I'm not sure what you call it, but when you're on some sort of, like, 4chan thread, and it's like, instead of, like, oh, I want to try to make you laugh, it's like, oh, I want to try to make you cry, and then they had this incredibly sad comic about Animal Crossing, about some mother who played Animal Crossing, and then she dies of cancer, and then the daughter, like, goes into her saved game and, like, notices that all of the Animal Crossing characters are like, oh, where's your mother? And that's my first experience with Animal Crossing, was just seeing that depressing comic.
That's actually more creepy than anything.
I saw the creepypasta for...
Well, then...
Oh, a lot of creepy.
It's not creepypasta. It's supposed to be emo sad pasta.
Right, then the daughter of that lady, she goes into her own save file, and it's like her mother actually sent her all of these letters, and her mailbox is like overflowing with all these like really rare items, and it's like she was always playing the game for her daughter because she was always thinking of her.
Yeah, that actually was pretty touching. Actually, that's what got my mom into playing creepypasta. Or playing creepypasta. Yes, my mom was really into... That's what got my mom into playing Animal Crossing, because I decided I was going to get her into gaming, and I actually showed her that story, and she got into Animal Crossing, and she's deceased at the moment, so...
Oh my god, it's like an omen.
Wow, God, why...
So I've kind of had that experience where, like, if there's any adult in your life that really just, like, doesn't get gaming, Animal Crossing is where I would definitely send them to. That or Pokemon, but Animal Crossing is the first one.
This is the most depressing podcast I've ever been a part of in my life.
And so for the happiest game ever.
We got from Animal Crossing to, oh, my mother died. I'm like, no!
To change the tone, if anyone needs
I am sitting here with... the Gary's Mod face.
What's the Gary's Mod face?
You know what? When you see people do those weird mouth expressions with just teeth and everything showing. And
no, I don't.
Yeah, I'm doing it like this. I'm doing it like that. Never mind. YouTube it.
Every time Jack has to say something, I know I'm going to have to edit out, like, that little 2-second clip of him catching up to what we're talking about.
Pretty much. But yeah, details, you have my condolences.
Well, that happened a year ago, so that's not exactly...
It's not. Okay, never mind. I guess condolences, they have a 1-year expiration period, and then they're just kind of whatever.
No, it's okay. It's like, she was a great lady, so I actually enjoyed my time that I spent with her. So.
But yeah, Animal Crossing, what else to say about it? It's cute. I mean, I will admit, it's very cute, and I do like cuteness in my game, so you won't see me playing God of War anytime in the future.
I look at it this way.
But it's not cute.
It can be.
For me, I'm just like a cute addict.
I'm going to ask you later where God of War is cute. That's not a topic for this podcast, but that is going to come up at some point. No, but you know what? I always say, like, I stand by my decision that, like, Animal Crossing is a game you can't just, like, watch for a bit or just, like, play, like, the beginning part of the tutorial to get. It's one of those games where if you sit down, take the time to just enjoy just how the game plays and like all the interaction of the characters, you really will learn to like love this little world.
It's also
because that's what it is. I don't even consider it so much a game as just a little world, a little play box where you can actually just, kind of be happy. It's happiness in a box.
Too long didn't hear. This is Sim Furry.
But also, you can't power through it. You should only play like 20 minutes to a half hour, an hour at most a day. But you want to play and come back to it every day.
You want to be completely addicted. You don't want a life. You want to stay in your room forever.
Says the people who like Second Life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
There's one part we wanted to come back to before we forget. We wanted to talk about Mr. Rossetti and the concept of consequence in video games.
This is funny because Cord actually, when he was playing, I was on when he played his 5 minutes, and I said, "Did you save your game?" And Cord was like, "No, why?" And I was like, "Oh, you're in for a surprise if you go back to that file." Rossetti is, for those of you who don't play Animal Crossing, and if you do, why are you watching this? If you don't, why are you watching this? It's a character in the game that if you shut off your game file, it does have a quick autosave that basically, it doesn't save the progress you did, but it remembers that you didn't save, and it sends this mean, grumpy old mole to basically just scold you.
Right, it's that
actions have
consequences. Some games you can not do them, in this game you have to save, because otherwise that's cheating. He basically berates you for cheating in your own game. He even brings up the point, it's like, well, what if I want to cheat? It's my copy of the game. It's like, just don't do it, okay?
Yeah. It was a little depressing the times that, like, it wasn't my fault the game shut off, though. Because there's times where, like, on the DS Wild World, my battery would run out, or more specifically in City Folk, when my friends were, like, basically telling me, like, let's go, and I was like, no, one more fossil, and they would just shut off the console. And it was just like, every time my game would shut off on me and I didn't save, I just had this big sigh of, oh, I gotta deal with him again.
I would be more annoyed about having to dig up all the fossils and stuff again. I would probably just forget about it and work again tomorrow.
Well, the fossils, they're there, and, like, I don't mind digging them up again, but just, like, having to deal with a good, like, 2 minutes of him going, like, oh, why didn't you save your game? Why are you such a dick?
Actually, I remember... sorry, go on.
It was even worse in Wild World, because if you did it in Wild World, he actually had, like, a little quiz where you had to use the right answer, like, 5-6 times. Like, he would ask, occasionally, if you did it enough times, he would ask you to apologize. And you would basically have to apologize to him 5 times. And every time you selected the other option, God forbid you hit it by accident, it reset the counter.
Oh.
So that was just me beating my head against a wall for like 5 minutes, trying to get him to go away.
Don't power through it again. Take it slow, take it easy.
That's like the one time that I will power through it is with friggin' Mr. Rossetti.
And yet, if you had just gone slow, you would have gone through the 5 questions in 1 minute rather than 5.
Right, instead he ended up dragging it out even longer by trying to rush through it really quickly.
Yeah. It is one of those things where, like, you do have consequences for action, specifically in the original one.
Oh,
because you did actually get fined for mischief.
Mm-hmm.
If you started, like, whacking people with your shovel or with your bug net, you would actually get fined.
They're not. But I like hitting people with shovels.
And that's the thing I would be doing the whole time.
I thought you weren't into violence.
Not.
Or
I just said I'll do retarded stuff on games.
And that's just something random and stupid, and it's fun to be random and stupid occasionally. So I can understand that.
I will say I'm glad Wild World came up with a good reason for that mechanic, and that would be to grab fleas off of your neighbors. But you could still beat the hell out of them with your bug net and get them mad at you.
And in the new game, there's an item called the megaphone where you can call their name and it'll show you where they are on the map anywhere. if you're right up next to them and you shout their name enough times, they get really sad.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, I love stuff like that being added in, though.
So, yeah, speaking of stuff added into the new game, swimsuits and going in the water.
Oh, God. Here we go. We could go to this conversation.
I'm going to bring up something that...
What? They have cross-dressers. They have cross-dressers. Let me just say right there. Let me get my word in.
I was about to bring that up, that Donjin said pretty much you can actually have a guy dress in a dress. And I was just like, I wonder if they have a bikini top, and I wonder if you're able to use it as a guy.
See, the thing, what they did...
You in your mind. You in your pervy mind.
Trust me, you haven't begun to see. But...
Nope. No.
With the cross-dressing stuff, in the other games, it was just like, okay, it was just a design, you know? It didn't actually look like a dress. It was just like, okay, the way the colors are designed, it makes it look like it's for girls. In New Leaf, there are different outfits, and you can mix and match those outfits. In this game, if you walk up to a dress and you say you want it and you try it on, the character will actually say, oh, that item is meant for a girl, but you look good in it anyway. And so they'll encourage you to buy it. And if you buy it and if you walk around with that, you will walk around with your arms up in the air all flamboyantly. I am not making that up.
How progressive.
You're making me want this game even more now.
No, I almost want to play it just to see that.
Oh, John, I feel I have a bad feeling about you when it comes to that.
I'm gonna have to find a clip of that to put online because I'm gonna be adding in clips, obviously.
Right.
One more thing before, I don't know, close to ending it.
I'm not gonna lie.
I wanted to ask.
I'm not gonna lie. I will actually on that game. I'm not gonna lie on that.
Wait, Libra, what was you saying?
I don't know. I'm not sure how much time we have, but I wanted to ask who's going to Anthrocon.
I am.
Oh wait, you'll see us.
I am poor. I am as poor as dirt.
Yeah, I can't get it there either. Sorry.
Aww.
Well, probably more money than me, Jack.
So,
dude, I have zero change dollars.
I have a
20
job.
That's it.
Gerb. I go take your gerbs.
Cord, how much do you make an hour?
I make $1 billion trillion. No, well, the rates for background work is about $1 above minimum wage, and then for usually background work in a film is $2 above minimum wage.
That's kind of low.
But
I make about $10 an hour.
But the thing is,
Zero.
With films, it usually takes like at least up to 12 hours, so the hours help a lot.
I suppose it is. Not the world's roughest job, so.
That gets me money.
That I would never do a job like that in my life.
12 hours of looking busy, I can do that.
Well, it's not necessarily like work you have to do the whole time. Like sometimes you're holding, and sometimes you just like for shows and stuff. If your rate is $85 for 10 hours and you only do 2 hours and then you're excused, you're gonna get paid for all those 10 hours. So this works.
Is this why you're never home?
I don't like.
Yeah. Basically.
This is also why he's adorable. She's adorable.
We've also gotten very off topic here.
Notice my evil plan, because like I've said everything I have to say about Animal Crossing. I mean, I can't think of anything else other than, oh my gosh, I wonder how many like little kids are on that, and how many adults are trying to pick up little kids. Going all catch a predator.
That would be a dark way to put it, but
Oh yeah, I'm dark.
You took it in a dark place. We don't like that.
Wow.
On that note, Cord would make a very cute little Animal Crossing character.
Yeah, just keep that bunny.
True.
Oh, would I?
Yes.
Animal Crossing characters are on their feet.
You could be my girlfriend in Animal Crossing. Let's put it that way.
Oh boy, meow. And that's good timing. Jack just hung up when he heard that.
Also, if you guys need
I think you just dropped, so.
know who to call.
You think? No.
I feel like I should be jealous.
Jack's telling you.
Because as a drag queen, that's kinda... Yeah.
I'm very open, don't worry.
I've noticed.
I'm noticing I have
drive
the
off
fan
topic
turn.
as much as you
phone.
want.
Who has a flamethrower?
Pyro?
Anyone has?
Up, left, right, square, X, triangle, R2.
No. Like
I have a golden axe. You want it?
Is that a reference to the game Golden Axe?
It's a reference to Animal Crossing.
I thought it was a reference to Minecraft.
Ugh.
Jack,
We'll get to Minecraft. Trust me. There's going to be a Minecraft episode. I don't know when, but it'll come up.
and all I'll
feel
say
like
is,
we'd all
man,
be
I just
arguing.
kept hitting animals until I got eaten. I'm confused.
So,
Alright, so I think we've said pretty much everything we could say about Animal Crossing. If anybody else wants to say anything about Animal Crossing, say it now.
Those Japanese people are creative.
No, that makes that.
Jack, say your piece.
Crap.
Jack, you have 5 seconds to say what you want to say.
Shut up, and that makes fake. Well, I had to go Russian on you.
And 5 seconds have passed.
Well, I guess that's
Beep.
what I have to say.
Actually, I'm about to say I learned some things on it, and I might give it a try. I might give the game a try.
I'm still definitely not going to buy an Animal Crossing anytime soon.
Either.
Okay, so we have one converted, one standing their ground. Corey, what about you?
I have no interest in the game. The only reason why I played it was it was like, we're gonna record a podcast about it. Could you play it? It's like, okay, I'll play it. It's like,
yeah, get ready for a bunch of those. Libra, Dungeon, Gino, what about you guys?
Well, I'm watching him play right now. He's been playing this whole time.
I have not. Not the whole time.
Oh, you were eating.
Not the whole time.
but just part of that.
Hey, Libra, do you have a character in his world?
Not yet. I'm still learning how to play.
Well, hopefully you have a character in his world, and, you know, if I get the game, we will definitely swap friend codes, and I will come and visit you guys.
Yay.
Well, if
if I get the game, I'm going somewhere where I swear the first thing I'm doing, I'm just going to spam. Just get out.
I've gotta grab my net real quick before I get stung.
Wait, what?
Okay, Gino, what about you?
Really hard to do, actually. But I just caught
words.
Getting stung, so awesome.
Words indeed. All right, that's GameFurs, everybody. Glad you could come here and listen to us ramble about Animal Crossing. And the next episode is going to be about crossover games.
Yay!
I swear to God, we talk about Capcom, I will
Wait, what?
shoot.
I
love crossover games. I've got all the Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh God!
We're going to go over a bunch of them, trust me, including some of the newest ones.
I like SNK versus Capcom, okay?
Okay, so the next video will be over crossover games. We'll thank you for being on GameFurs.
God.
Anybody want to plug any of their sites right now?
Well, I have a podcast called Furs, Greatest Podcast in the World. You could get it by going www.youtube.com/San Jose Furry. That's one word, SANJOSE FURRY.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Captain Catherine Janeway of the Star Trek Voyager, and I'd like to inform you that Episode 1 of Star Trek Voyager Abridged will be up on YouTube quite soon.
Which channel?
That is yet to be discussed.
Yay!
Engage.
Libra, you want to plug your artwork again?
Yes, just have my site, my main site for all my art stuff is in Fur Fantasy GameFurs.com/user/Libra-11, and just go ahead and take a look. And I'm available for commissions all the time. Just hit me up, note me, Skype me, have my phone number. Don't stalk me as much.
Okay, you can stalk him a little bit.
Oh,
just a little bit.
Around. He'll claw your eyes out. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so thank you for joining us for GameFurs, and we will talk to you next episode. See you guys then.
Later.
Don't forget Lordanjo.
So